The NHL's Board of Governors meetings are going on in California right now, and given the attention that allegations of abuse and racism within the league have been receiving of late, Gary Bettman pretty much had to address the situation, and he did. He cut right to the core issues.
Inclusion and diversity are not simply buzzwords. They are a foundational principle for the NHL. Our message is unequivocal. We will not tolerate abusive behavior of any kind.
So then he went on to detail a plan, a code of conduct, as they're calling it, that he wants the league to adopt quickly. And as I bring in Matt Cullen on this, who's covering all of this, you were mentioning earlier, it's a 4-point plan that he's announcing.
Right, and it was surrounded by some stern words as well from the Commissioner, Gary Bettman, yesterday. So he did outline a number of points that will have to change going forward for some of these hockey teams, of course, with their coaches in light of some of the problems in the past. So one thing he did mention, and one thing he wants to see change, Heather, is the culture of what happens in the dressing room stays in the dressing room. That will no longer be acceptable. So that was one of the points that he brought up as well. The other thing, and it sounded like a bit of a warning to teams and coaches, is that they don't want any more surprises. If you think about some of the incidents that have happened in the past, remember the former Maple Leafs head coach Mike Babcock, that was revealed. That was a surprise to the NHL. Bill Peters, who was with the Calgary Flames as well, the allegations against him. They don't like that sort of thing. They want more communication between these between the two. So let's take a look at some of the points that that Gary Bettman addressed yesterday. And again, that warning, teams are on notice now. Teams will be required to report any incidents of inappropriate behavior, and failure to do so will result in severe consequences and severe discipline. So what that means, perhaps that's a fine, perhaps that's a firing in certain cases. The other point that I want to bring up here as well is that swift and severe punishment for those involved in any future and past incidents to be brought to the NHL's attention. So again, those are some of the points. Another one as well is that the hope is that there'll be a hotline that will be put in. And again, that's to protect whistleblowers, that if they do witness any abuse, that they can now call in and report that. And again, that's part of the communication that the NHL wants to establish. But a number of points. And again, this is the league taking a firm stance here, Heather, saying what's happened in the past, what could happen in the future, that has now crossed the line.
Matt, thank you very much. We'll continue to watch that this morning and bring any additional reaction to what the commissioner announced yesterday. Thank you, Matt Cullen.